Okay, let's have a little look at how gameplay goes. Right, here we are at the track select screen. What we're going to do is we're going to pin in. So you would either usually pin in here or create an account, or also these machines have a very large number of built-in accounts that I'm probably displaying up on the screen right now. You can use your view 1 button to activate mirror mode. There is no reverse mode in the arcade version. That is consoles only. And let's go ahead and let's look at novice level here. And here we are at the car select screen. You can change your paint with view 1. You can change your handling with view 3. And if you hold down music, you can turn on or off ketchup, drones, and feedback strength. So I guess we'll just go right here. We got no drones, so we're in a special time trial mode with ghost cars is what we're doing here. Boop, and then we're just going to pick automatic.
3, 2, 1.
Woo! Now, when we don't have the drones on the screen, this game can actually run at 60 FPS. And yes, the Dreamcast runs at 60 FPS with drones, but that is not going to be the case here in the arcade. It's 30 FPS. Locked with the drones on. So as soon as we get around this corner to the straight, I'm going to hit 60 pound. So this thing kind of remembers your settings, and I have it set for 60 FPS. 60 pound. This is actually the default. This is 30 FPS. And it actually looks all right until you've seen 60, and then you just go 60 pound again, and boom, everything just smooths out. So coming around this corner, if you look over at the left, you'll see a giant orange Atari logo. And there's this across the pond shortcut and that little shortcut ramp there. And if you look over your left again, another giant orange Atari logo. There's another shortcut coming up right there. I find that the shortcuts don't really do much in this stage, though, because you can carry much more speed by heading down the main track here. There's probably the main shortcut there. We might take that one. Also, in the console versions, this little shortcut actually provides a much greater speed boost than it does here, where I don't even know if it provides a speed boost. So in the geometry here, we can also see that that's much more open. There's no button over here. There are no buttons in the arcade version of the game. And there is no hole over there to chain with the other underground section. Let's head around the track here. Since this is the final lap, let's go ahead and let's do one of the shortcuts. Of course, we don't have any wings also is the big difference in this game, so we won't be doing any kick-ass stunts off the top of Lombard Street here, the crookedest street in the world. So as we come around this corner, we're going to kind of lighten up on the gas, and we're going to head down here. We got to keep enough speed, though, so that we can come up here, sneak past on the left, and get on this ramp. We're going to notice a few frames drop as we kind of enter into this loop. And this actually is where some of the coins were for this level. Whoop. Every level has 100 coins to find. As you can see up in the top corner, I have only found 30 of them. Oh, let's see if we can do the roll explode. That is just a blast. Alright, let's get into one of these races that actually has the drone, so we're going to be locked to the 30 FPS. So let's go up to probably this one. Don't forget to pin in. Now, one nice thing when you are running with drones, you can pin in at any point during the race, but when you're no drones time trial mode, then you have to pin in right here. Boop. And that's so that it can pick your ghosts up and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and let's change our paint around on some of these. Ah, that's a fun one. Go with that, advanced, automatic, boom. So here we are, we got some drones. And there are some shortcuts that are actually pretty fun on this one. Not to mention there are also some path options for when your shortcuts go wrong and you find yourself off course. But we're going to head down this way. The drones don't take that path where they do in the Dreamcast version. I thought that was kind of odd. Sometimes you can get these guys to bump into your back and it seems to provide a speed boost. So if you're ever going slower than they are, the drones can bump into you. I'm actually not sure if it's a speed boost. I've looked at it on video and there doesn't seem to be much speed, much total speed coming in, but you definitely see them drop way back, so it may just cut their speed. Now, interestingly, when you turn ketchup off, I'm not sure, but I don't think that it's a two-way street. As in, if you're better than the drones, I don't think turning ketchup off makes the drones drop farther back. Or maybe I've just evolved past the drones. I don't know. We're going to take this side over here because it's pretty easy to do. I don't know whose face this is down here. If you got any info, leave it in the comments. He wasn't in the credits roll, it didn't look like. And let's jump off of this thing. And way off course. Let's go this way because we have options. This makes it easier to get up here on the top. And the thing we have to watch out for up here is the train coming across. Oh, there's a little poke of them there. And if you see the train, it's time to get off the tracks. This lets us take a little bit tighter corner, but we're carrying just a little bit less speed through there than if we were going the other way, so yeah, 6 or a half dozen, right? Let's go through here. This slows us down a considerable amount. I know in the Dreamcast version you can put on all-terrain tires that mitigates that a bit. There is no such thing in this version of the game. Let's take that same side. Why not? I dare say why not. If you notice, it makes the glass smash sound again. Well, always straighten the wheel. No matter how tweaked you are, straighten the wheel in this game. If you're gonna tweak it just maybe a little bit, but not like major. Now, since this is the last lap, I suppose we should take one of the shortcuts that involves going down going through that weird satellite dish observatory looking thing. Power station, whatever it is. Let's go up here. Hope we get enough speed to clear the jump. Nope. Well, it was a nice thought. That actually works much like the Dreamcast version does up there. We're still somehow in first after that fiasco up there. Oh, let's try going over here. No. That was way too late to make that call. So, just kind of like how Ridge Racer is all about crazy drift physics, this game is all about crazy jump physics, and you really want to get your jumps sorted out before you get onto the jumps. So what happened there is I was coming down the hill doing these little jumps, and I caught one of them very wrong. Alright, let's have a look at the rock here. Doing time on the rock. Now, this is kind of an exclusive game to the arcade. It is a slightly massaged version of the one that's found in Alcatraz Edition or the one that's in Rush 2 Extreme Racing USA. So there really aren't too many differences in this one. We'll have a look at some of them, maybe. Oh, I need to pin it. Nope. We're going to do the police car one. It's got little flashy lights. That's always fun. So I used to think you couldn't go through this blocked off area. You can, but it's dirt and there's a lot of it and it really slows you down. Doing time on the rock. Doing time on the rock. I love that. I also love the Raptors. The Raptors seem to be kind of circling overhead here and they really shake your insides up. So this arcade cabinet has four speakers. Everything is mixed for the quad sound, which is kind of neat, especially with the music. But there's also a fifth speaker, a big old woofer that's right in the small of your back, and it really shakes you up good when those raptors come around. Over here at the left, we can see the shortcut cave. We'll probably take that on one of these, and we'll probably go ahead and die in there. It's pretty fun to die in there. And coming up here, we're going to take the roof path because it doesn't have to slow down. It's slowing down this lane. I understand that this probably is not the fastest way through this. There's a few ways. Yeah, let's get down here. And we are coming around again. And let's get up on this loop. The force feedback goes a little bit crazy on the loops and twists in this game. Well, we're going to take this path down here. And then we're going to take the outside. We're going to try and just kind of stiff arm this thing. There we go. There we go. There you go. It's a nice dangerous little shortcut that I don't think is really any faster. So now you've seen that. Now we're coming around here. We have to watch out because up at the top of this thing is a little tiny jump. And if you don't straighten the wheel out when you get airborne, you can mess that up badly. Let's take this part. Okay. Now's the part where we're going to die, because this goes the other direction than it does in the consoles. That is the Alcatraz edition, if you play on Midway Arcade Treasure 3 and the Rush 2 version. But it still comes out that little hole inside the cell block itself. There we go, I kind of broke one of my rules there, and I landed just a hair tweaked. Here come the raptors again. So, this version of the game, the raptors are in at least 3 of the levels, where they aren't necessarily there in the console versions. I think they're only in 1 level. Let's try and get on this roof. Alright, now we're going to take a different path. We can come back here, and then we can land in the grass and lose all the speed that we gain. So that's a thing. It's a thing that we can do. It's just kind of fun, like most of the other shortcuts in this game. You know what? Let's take one of the big cell block first floor loop. You can get to the first floor in a couple of different ways. Love those. This is by far the most entertaining anyway. There's some coins in here too. There's 100 coins per level. Let's get down through here. Great finish! So that's kind of how this thing goes. Let's do another track here. Let's do a little bit tougher of a track. Let's do... Oh... Yeah, let's do this one. You have selected track 5. We're going to do that, and we got drones on. We're going to turn drones on, and we're going to turn catch-up off. So it will have no mercy on us catching up to those drones if we drop back. And I believe it also works on the when you're in linked mode. I actually do not mind losing this game, so the joke's on the computer. Whoop. I think I got one there. Also, on the first big jump, I managed to clear that streetcar, which you can do if you have enough speed, but you still kind of feel your tires rub on them through the steering wheel. That's just a neat little detail this game's got. Let's head down here to the first quarter pipe. Boom. Ooh. And the leader light came on. Well, for a brief moment anyway. So that there's a leader light just above this screen that you can't see. When you're in first place, it comes on. Like it's probably about to now. Yep. So I slam on the brakes. Nope, stayed in first place. So a lot of times the computer dies up here at the train. A lot of explosions in that area. It's especially useful in the console version if you're having trouble with the circuit races to turn on deaths, especially on this track. It makes it a little bit easier. Oh! Okay. They clobbered me and kept me from taking my shortcut. I don't really think of that as a shortcut though, because in the console versions, the Dreamcast and the N64, well, the AI cars actually take that. See if we can clear this guy again. I think he might actually just sit right there. Woo! I will say I've grown to really love the 90 degrees in here. There is an alternate pass through there a little bit, and another alternate path through up there. The one that I haven't managed to hit, since I got this game, is the big vertical that's in kind of the train station. I also haven't gotten up on these, but I have a feeling I could if I tried. And here's where I hit the brakes big time. I go 50-50 on whether hitting the wall or completing the corner correctly is the faster way. Ooh, no train. Take that a little wider. So this incredibly vertical ramp is very hard to hit in the arcade version. I lose a lot of the speed on the way up. And as a result, I've never actually made it over the top. Then you go through that red building. If you do that, at least as long as it holds true to the console versions. Final lap. Every time your wheels just graze that thing. I love it. It does seem that compared to the console versions, there are just maybe a streetcar or two extra here. And I'm a wimp. I actually play an automatic all the time just because the cockpit load is currently a little high for me. This thing does have a gated 4-speed shifter and a clutch pedal that doesn't really function like a clutch pedal. It does a couple of things. It gives you some extra air time and supposedly a little bit of a speed boost if you use it correctly in coordination with the manual shifting. The only thing I use that pod for is the reverse button is there, and sometimes the reverse button can be helpful. Although not as helpful as it is in some of the console versions. Some of the console versions don't have analog throttle and brake like the N64 version. And for that, the reverse can be quite helpful in terms of slowing down. It offers you two different levels of slowing down because the brakes in those will usually just spin your car. However, this is very much a finesse game. And with the brake and throttle in this, you can pretty much just ride right on the edge of grip pretty effortlessly. Woohoo! And bang! Whew. Okay, so that's a look at the modes and just kind of the overall gameplay loop of San Francisco Rush 2049. Again, this is the special edition, so the two tracks that are made for the Dreamcast and N64 version are kind of backported into this one. I do wish they would have also backported the ability to play them in reverse. That would have been super swell, but it would have involved changing an awful lot of track geometry on the existing tracks. Anyway, let's move on.